January 27, 1945. 4:13 a.m. East Prussia. A Soviet sniper named Roza Shanina peers through her scope at 7 German soldiers huddled behind a frozen wall. 1 bullet left in her rifle. 7 targets. Her spotter whispers, "It's impossible." She pulls the trigger. What happens next takes 2.8 seconds. 7 men fall, 1 bullet, and the German Wehrmacht learns why Soviet High Command called her the Invisible Terror. This is the story of a 20-year-old schoolteacher who became the deadliest female sniper you've never heard of, and the single shot that defied every law of physics and probability. Roza Georgievna Shanina was born on April 3, 1924. Location: Edma Village, northern Russia. She was one of 6 children in the family. Her father was a logger, her mother, a housewife. Their lives were simple. They were poor, but they were happy. As a child, Roza wanted to become a teacher, not a soldier, not a sniper, just an ordinary teacher, teaching children to read and write, making them laugh, living a normal life. Everything changed in 1941. June 22, 1941. Germany invaded the Soviet Union. Operation Barbarossa. Over 2 million German soldiers poured into Soviet territory. Tanks, aircraft, artillery. The Soviet army was caught unprepared. In the first weeks, millions of Soviet soldiers were killed, captured, or went missing. Roza's older brother Mikhail was sent to the front. 4 months later, the family received a telegram. Mikhail missing. Officially, presumed dead. Roza cried that day. Then she stopped crying and made a decision: revenge. In 1943, Roza was 19 years old. She was teaching at the local elementary school, teaching children mathematics and literacy, but every night, every morning, there was only one thought: to fight those who killed her brother. The Soviet army was accepting volunteers. Women could fight too, but only as nurses or in support roles. Combat positions were reserved for men. Roza didn't want to be a nurse. She wanted to fight. That year, Soviet High Command launched a new program: Women's Sniper Schools. The reason was simple. The Soviets were losing millions of soldiers. They needed male soldiers. On the front lines, in tanks, in infantry. Sniping was static, patient, precise work. Women could do this, and the Germans underestimated it. Roza applied, rejected. Too young, inexperienced. She applied again. Rejected again. She applied a 3rd time. This time she lied. Said she was 21, she was 18. Said she hunted in her village. A lie. Said her family was killed. Half true, her brother was missing. This time she was accepted. May 1943. Roza was sent to the Podolsk Sniper School near Moscow. School name: Central Women's Sniper Training School. Course duration: 6 months. Graduation rate: approximately 30%. The rest failed, were injured, or died. The training was exquisite torture. Wake up at 5 a.m., 10-kilometer run, with full equipment. Then target shooting, hundreds, thousands of shots. Mosin Nagant rifle, 7.62 by 54 millimeters round, 3.5 kilograms weight. Every shot impact on your shoulder, every shot recoil. By day's end, your shoulders are bruised purple. Then camouflage, lying motionless for hours. In the snow, in the mud, insects crawling on you, not moving at all. Learning to slow your breathing. Learning to control your heartbeat. Not being seen even if the enemy passes a meter away. Then distance estimation. Without scope, just with eyes. 100 meters. 300 meters. 500 meters. You make one mistake, the bullet misses the target. Bullet misses, enemy finds you. If they find you, you die. Then wind calculation. As the bullet travels through the air, wind pushes it. If you calculate wrong, you miss. Death again. Then bullet drop. You're hitting a target at 300 meters. The bullet doesn't fly straight. It drops. It arcs. You must calculate this in your head within seconds. Roza learned all of this. She was among the best in her class. Why? Because she wasn't the most talented. She was the most determined. Every night she kept a diary, a small notebook, recording every shot, every mistake, every success, analyzing herself. How can I be better? How can I be faster? How can I be more lethal? December 1943, Roza graduated with the rank of Sniper, Combat Assignment, Baltic Front, 184th Rifle Division. When she arrived there, she saw mud, blood, corpses, winter, hunger, fear. The first weeks were silent. She didn't take any shots, just observation, learning enemy positions, tracking German movements. Where are they hiding? When do they move? What times are they anxious? Sniping was a patience game. Then the first target. January 10th, 1944. Morning. A German infantry soldier emerged from his trench. Maybe to relieve himself, maybe to smoke, maybe just to get some air. Roza saw him through her scope. 400 meters distance. Wind light from the left. Enemy stationary, 3 seconds. Enough. Did she feel hatred? Fear? Neither. Just one thought. My brother. She pulled the trigger. The bullet covered 400 meters in 0.6 seconds. Entered the German soldier's chest. The man fell. Didn't move. Roza's first kill. She wrote in her diary, "First shot, 400 meters, target hit, no remorse, just emptiness. Maybe I'll feel it later, but not now." She never felt it. In the following months, Roza became a machine. She'd take position in the pre-dawn darkness, wait for hours, see a target, take the shot, hit the target, leave the position. German soldiers were looking for her, an unknown Soviet sniper, a ghost. Their comrades were dying one by one and no one could see her. March 1944, Roza became known as a double-tap specialist. 2 enemies, 1 bullet. How? Shoot one, his friend rushes to help when the second is too close, second shot. Or better, when 2 enemies stand in the same line, shoot so the bullet penetrates both. Is it physically possible? Yes, practical. No. Luck, mostly. But Roza liked pushing her luck. April 1944. Roza killed a German officer from 600 meters on a windy day. The officer wasn't standing still. Roza took the shot. The officer fell. May 1944. Roza reached 20 confirmed kills. The Soviet Army gave her the Medal for Courage. June 1944. 30 kills. Another medal. August 1944. 40 kills. Order of the Red Star. Roza was now a hero. Soviet newspapers wrote about her. The Invisible Terror. The Woman Sniper. The Wehrmacht's Nightmare. But Roza didn't care about praise. She only wanted one thing: to kill more Germans. September 1944. Roza was fighting near Vilnius. That month, she killed 12 Germans. She wrote in her diary, "I don't see their faces anymore. I just see targets. I don't know if this is good or bad, but it keeps me alive." October 1944. Roza was now one of the most famous female snipers, second after Lyudmila Pavlichenko. But Pavlichenko had been withdrawn from the front, being used for propaganda. Roza wanted to stay at the front. "I'm not leaving here until the war ends," she told her commander. December 1944. 50 kills. Roza was now a legend. And then that day came. January 27th, 1945. East Prussia. Near the village of Willenberg, Soviet forces were trying to push through German lines. The Germans were mounting stubborn resistance. Every meter was a battle. Every building a fortress. Roza and her spotter Mitri took position on the second floor of a building. Mission: monitor German movements and neutralize high-value targets. 4:13 a.m. sky, dark temperature, minus 15 degrees Celsius. Not snowing, but the ground was ice. Roza looked through her scope. 250 meters away was a wall stone half collapsed. Behind the wall, she saw movement. German soldiers. How many? Unclear. At least 5, maybe 7. "Group target," said Dmitri. "Don't shoot. We'll give away our position." Roza didn't answer, just watched. The Germans had taken cover behind the wall. They were waiting for the Soviet advance. They were ready. Weapons in hand, alert. Normal procedure: report such targets. Request artillery support. Hit the wall with shells. Then infantry advances, but Roza didn't like normal procedures. She checked her rifle. Mosin Nagant 1891/30. Scope, PU 3.5 times. Range, theoretically 1,000 meters, practically 500 meters. She checked her ammunition. 5 rounds left. She examined the enemy again. 7 German soldiers, behind the wall, side by side, in tight formation. Why? Because it's cold. They were trying to keep warm by standing close to each other. Roza's brain started calculating. Wall thickness, approximately 40 centimeters. Stone and mortar. Old structure, war damage. Cracks visible. Bullet, 7.62 by 54 millimeters. Penetration power, insufficient for concrete, but might be sufficient for cracked stone. Angle, where's the weak point of the wall? Left side, visible damage. Stones are loose. Targets, side by side. If the bullet passes through the wall, and if at the right angle. Dmitri noticed. No, impossible. The bullet won't pass through the wall. Won't it? Said Roza. Not an armor-piercing round. Regular bullet, even if it's cracked. Roza adjusted her rifle. Distance, 250 meters. Wind, minimal. Drop, negligible. Aiming point, left edge of the wall, right above the crack. If the bullet enters here, it passes through the inside of the wall and can hit the targets behind. I'm giving it a shot, she said. Dmitri didn't answer. This was crazy, but Roza had done crazy things throughout the war. Roza held her breath. Heart rate slowed, finger applied pressure to the trigger. The world stopped. Trigger pulled. The bullet covered 250 meters in 0.4 seconds. Entered the crack in the wall. Broke the stone's resistance. The bullet embedded. Then slowed. Then stopped? No. The bullet passed through the loose stones. Lost 70% of its speed, but was still moving. Behind the wall, 7 German soldiers were lined up. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder. The bullet hit the first one's back. Didn't fully penetrate him, but ricocheted to the second. Then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. 7 men screamed simultaneously. 7 men collapsed. Silence. Roza and Dmitri watched. What happened? Said Dmitri. I don't know, said Roza. She genuinely didn't know. 10 seconds later, the stillness continued. The Germans weren't moving. Dmitri looked through his binoculars. None of them are getting up. Roza looked again. 7 targets, in a heap, blood spreading in the snow. Impossible, said Dmitri. 1 bullet, 7 men. Roza pulled out her diary, was writing. January 27, 1945. Morning 4:13 Wielenberg. 7 targets, 1 shot, passed through the wall. All fell. Dmitri doesn't believe it. I don't believe it, but I saw it with my own eyes. Later that day, Soviet infantry advanced. They passed the wall, found 7 German bodies. All were wounded at the same point. Back area. Single trajectory. Single bullet. The commander called Roza. Did you do this? Yes, Commander. How? Lucky shot. The commander didn't believe it. Write a report. Detailed. High Command will investigate. Roza wrote the report. Described every detail. Angle, distance, condition of the wall, position of targets. Soviet High Command reviewed the report. Result, incredible but probably true. The bodies are there. Single wound mark. There are witnesses. The spotter confirms. But it's hard to believe, because it seems contrary to the laws of physics. But it's not. Here's how. 7.62 by 54 millimeters round. 9.6 grams weight. 865 meters per second initial velocity. After 250 meters, still approximately 620 meters per second. Sufficient energy for stone penetration? No. But sufficient for passage through cracked stone? Yes. The bullet passed through the wall, lost most of its speed, but still had kinetic energy. 7 targets side by side behind. Bullet hit the first, ricocheted, passed to the second, ricocheted, passed to the third. Ricocheted 7 times total. Energy loss with each ricochet. When it reached the last targets, was the bullet still lethal? Probably not, but sufficient to kill from shock and bleeding. Or maybe the bullet fragmented. 7 pieces, each piece one target. Or maybe just an incredible stroke of luck. Result, 7 dead, 1 bullet. Roza Shanina's most famous shot. But the story doesn't end here. 3 weeks after the January 27th incident, Roza was fighting in another operation. January 28, 1945, East Prussia, near the village of Rischau. Soviet forces were advancing. Germans were retreating, but not orderly retreat. Chaotic, panic, last stand. Roza and her unit were clearing a village, house by house, building by building. German artillery returned. Sudden bombardment. Soviets were unprepared. An artillery shell exploded near Roza. Shrapnel scattered in every direction. Roza was hit in the chest and abdomen. Blood. Too much blood. Her spotter, Dmitri, rushed to her side. "Roza, stay with us." Roza was losing consciousness. Pain covered everything. "Dmitri," she said in a weak voice, "my diary. Take it to my family." "No, you'll take it. You'll live." Roza smiled. A weak smile. "Don't lie." Medics arrived. They carried Roza, took her to a field hospital. Surgeons did what they could, but there was too much damage. Internal organs were shredded. Blood loss was too severe. January 28, 1945, evening. Roza Georgievna Shanina died, 20 years old, 11 months at the front. 59 confirmed kills. Countless unconfirmed kills. The Soviet Army gave her the Order of the Red Banner. After her death, her diary was sent to her family. Her mother cried when she read it. Cried for days. The Soviet Union didn't publish Roza's story. Why? Because she died. Soviet propaganda loved living heroes. Dead heroes were problematic. Public morale would drop. The war ended. Roza was forgotten. Lyudmila Pavlichenko was world famous. Roza Shanina, who was she? 1960s. Soviet archives began to be researched. Roza's diary was found. Some historians took interest, but it didn't spread widely. 1970s. A few Russian books mentioned Roza. Small notes, footnotes, 2000s, the internet. Roza's story slowly spread. A few blogs, a few articles, 2000s, 10s, more interest, but still not widespread. Today, most people don't know Roza Shanina, but they know Lyudmila Pavlichenko. Why? Because Pavlichenko lived, went to Hollywood, gave speeches, was a propaganda star. Roza just died at 20, and the Soviets buried her in history. That's the real tragedy. But maybe this is better. Maybe Roza wouldn't have cared about fame. She wrote in her diary, "I don't want to be famous. I just want to do my duty. I want to avenge my brother. And if I die for this cause, at least I'll have died for a purpose." Roza Shanina died for a purpose, for her family, for her country, for her brother. And that impossible shot? 7 Germans, 1 bullet, physics, luck, skill, maybe all 3. But in the end, what matters is this. She made that shot, and 7 enemy soldiers died. That's war, luck, skill, and death. Roza experienced all of it, and died at 20. History forgot her. But her story still lives, because some stories are too incredible. Unforgettable. And Roza Shanina's story is one of them. Roza Shanina's grave is somewhere in East Prussia. A simple marker. Name, date, age, 20. But that headstone doesn't tell the story. The 59 kills. The 11 months. The impossible shot. That's the truth of war. Heroes die and history forgets them. But let us not forget. The next time you think women can't fight, remember Roza Shanina. The next time you think impossible, remember that bullet passing through the wall. And the next time you think history is fair, remember that girl who died at 20 and never became famous. Because Roza Shanina should have been a legend, but instead, she became just a footnote. And that's far less than she deserved. If this story moved you, hit that like button. Every like tells YouTube to share this story with more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week we rescue forgotten heroes from history. Real people, real courage. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. Our community spans the globe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for remembering Roza Shanina. She saved thousands of lives, and almost nobody knows her name until now.